Yo, what's up? What's going on? What's good? It's the Boxing Source Chicken in here, and we're going to talk about the potential fight that many fight fans have been waiting for. That's right. Errol Spence Jr., Terence Crawford for the undisputed welterweight titles. Now, I've talked about this over the course of the past 12 months or so, that this is likely the super fight where, we have two fighters that are pretty much at or near the top of their games that would be clashing for the undisputed welterweight championship. And it would be the first time in the four belt era that we would have an undisputed welterweight champion. Would be, huge. Now, I mean, we've had, four belt champions in middleweight division from a while back. Recently, we had Canelo Alvarez become undisputed champion in four belts. And we have one person that's involved that has been a four belt world champion in the super lightweight division. You also have, of course, Alexander Usyk, who was an undisputed cruiserweight champion before moving up to heavyweight, which he's currently at right now. But going back into this particular thing with Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford, it's, looking like they're trying to work things out or try to see if they could get things together in order to make this fight happen. Hopefully it could happen within the range of November of this year to February of next year. But at least here, right, that you have two guys that are number one and number two in the welterweight division, depending on what you look at or how you view it. You have publications like the Ring Magazine that has Terence Crawford number one. You have, ESPN that has their analysts putting their votes together, and they have Terence Crawford number one. Now, you also have the Transnational Boxing Rankings Board, and you also have the Premier Boxing Organization that does rankings for the welterweight division, and they have Errol Spence in number one. But at least you have either Errol Spence number one or Terence Crawford at number one, or you have Errol Spence number two and Terence Crawford at number two in pretty much all rankings that, fans and analysts or whatever look up, So this is almost like, the college football playoff national championship or something when you could, basically have number one and number two facing each other. But at least that it is a consensus 1 and 2 going up against each other here to pretty much prove who is the best welterweight in the division. And like I said, you will have this particular fight happening. Just gotta wait, what I'd say. I'm looking at it, we're about in April right now, so I'd say about November or December. Gotta see what's gonna happen with Terence Crawford first. If he's going to be fighting in June or July, if he does that, wins that, then that makes this become a super fight. So we're just seeing here, Errol Spence Jr., he's already saying, listen, I'm the big fish. I done took out three champions, basically. He's taking out Kell Brook. He's taking down Sean Porter. He's taking down Yordenis Ugas. And now he has one person on his list that has the WBO welterweight championship, and that's Terence Crawford, the former undisputed super lightweight champion who moved up to 147, defeated Jeff Horn for the WBO title, and has defended that WBO title multiple times, against the likes of, Jose Benavidez Jr., against Kell Brook, against Amir Khan, against, Gidigis Kavalyauskas, and he has, been waiting for this particular bout. And of course, you know that Terence Crawford did have his latest win over former two-time welterweight champion Shawn Porter in November. So this is all pretty much building up to this particular fight that will be happening later on down the line for the undisputed welterweight championship. And this is something, that I had told the coach of Terence Crawford, Brian Bomac McIntyre. I said, soon we'll eventually have that fight. And when that fight happens, it's going to be for the undisputed welterweight championship. And now, here we are. Soon, and very soon, you're going to have that fight. Now, would like your thoughts on it. You can post them in the comments. If you like this video, you can hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe to Boxing Source. We really appreciate it. But that's what I got. On that note, folks, I'm out. Peace.